sit down and shut up. So funny.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Have the minutes from January 8th.
Yeah, it's just the two of you, so.
Yeah.
There you go. You have a motion.
See any additions or changes? It looked good when I wrote it.
No, we're gonna talk about one of them. We're talking about.
Okay.
So we're all good?
What's that?
I,
All in favor, aye. All right. Al, I want to thank our media for being here tonight. And, Al?
Jerry, so we have a body, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry too.
As a notice, we have two board members, Don and Max are both not present today. They're in warmer climate. We won't discuss any about that.
That's not fair.
Good, we'll just have a short one. We want to talk a little bit about one, but we'll just go through old business. The top one, we can discuss a little bit, possibly, let's use in chapel, I can't talk, continues to be discussed. We'll just get that one out of the way. That was one of the major ones. We talked about it, Jeff and I have talked, I need to get with Scott Roos. I just want a little more clarification, because we said small groups. I agree with the small groups, but I want to define what you mean by small groups. Because he's gonna ask me that, if that makes sense, and I don't want it to be my opinion on what you guys are thinking small groups. Any discussion on that? I guess as we thinking about, we can't limit to certain groups. I'm thinking he's not gonna let me do that, I don't know for sure. But are you talking small groups as far as quantity, or just small get-togethers? How do you wanna do that? If we can use it.
I think the main thing that when we were talking and some conversation was going on was, if we would get into like family get-togethers or something, how we cover that, if it's like it's a much larger group. That would be the thing, I think. Beyond that, whatever activity would go on at the chapel would need to fit the dignity of the cemetery, you know.
Correct.
That would be the one thing we want to be really careful of.
what's the capacity?
230, I believe.
Cassie's 230.
I believe, yes. We don't have seating for 230 in those chairs. But yeah, I think the building is designed for that. So small groups, of course, we talked about church groups, obviously family activity groups maybe. We could do business groups if they wanted to do that. I guess it'd be easier to define where we don't want to head. Because I don't want a bunch of food venues, I'm not set up to do that in chapel.
Want to stay away from food.
I don't mind if it was a little carry-ins, but we'll have to define what we mean by that. I guess I'll go to Scott, and if he has any questions, I'll bring it back. I was gonna go to call in this week, and I just wanted to talk a little bit just to define exactly where you're headed. I still think it's a good idea. To me, it's low maintenance on that when you're not serving a lot of food. I mean, we can put in a refrigerator or something like that if they do small stuff, and there's portable tables to do that. Meeting facility, I'd love to see it. And I guess the reason is, on my standpoint, is one, we can gain a little revenue, but that thing's heating and air. I've spent a lot of money on keeping that up, but it's not used much. So I would love to see it used. Cemetery-wise, as far as funerals, we might have had, the last couple of months, maybe 3 in it at the most. Would you say, Howard?
Yes.
Yeah, probably just about 3. So, it's a beautiful building, love to see it used. So I'll get into Scott, maybe he can give me, or help me define where we're heading, and give me some suggestions, because I don't want to say no to certain groups, you know what I mean? Whatever, I just want to keep it down to, I don't want to do what the park does. I mean, the park opens up to food and a bunch of facility much larger, and sound system wise, we have one, but it's nothing state of the art, so it wouldn't be that, but I mean, enough to speak. Okay, so I will try to make an arrangement with Scott and talk to him a little bit, and then get with Jeff, and we'll just figure that out, okay? Like I said, when I was looking at that, I wanted a little more clarification. I apologize on the Parson farm, or the me, I'm getting ahead of myself. The plans on developing the Parson Farm, I do have it staked out. Joe and I have talked, he has not been out yet from the street department. Depending on weather, what they're doing, they may get started on it early, we don't know yet. So it all depends on his workload, and they've been doing snow, and of course, the rounds. I think we can get through the frost as far as, we cut in the roads to get ready, but that'll be up to him and his crew as far as doing that. So we get that done. Wood giveaway, it's been going well, we've been cutting a lot of wood, street has plenty. We won't run out as far as that goes, the guys even we're cutting today. 7 loads a week, we've probably given that out this month, probably already, or close, would you say, Howard?
Yes.
So I would say that with the cold, they're coming in to get it, so it's still a very good thing. East fence, I can let Howie talk about a little bit that, I opened up a can of worms, he kinda enjoys cleaning that up, you wanna talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the east side of the fence, or the east side of the cemetery, that fence row hadn't been cleared on the back side of it for many years, so, we did get the excavator, skid loader, manpower in there and cleared out the trees, the debris, and actually, uprooted the trees, dug them up, so we can, maintain that better in the future. And we went back probably 5 feet or more on each side, or on the back side of the fence where it was grown up, and looks 100% better. And it won't be as much stress on the fence in the future years.
Yeah, they've been cutting it down, the trees are coming out of the fence, we're gonna spray the fence probably pretty heavy, with some weed killer and keep it clean. We just had a lot of overgrowth and pushing on the fence, and so, what do you say, we're not about 10, 15 feet?
On
East side.
one side, yes.
Yeah, and even on the property the gentleman owns, he has a big hill to kind of shade them, we didn't take all the trees, but we got them out of the fence row. And then we still gotta head north, I believe. We've got a little bit of low land we wanna try to fill in there too, to try to purge the water away from the cemetery, for future to get there, but and we'll start filling that also. So we've taken a section of the gate out, or fence out, excuse me, and we'll put a gate in there just for access, so we can get in there if we need to or whatever. My other plan is, every year I plant trees. We may go in and harvest some out of there to plant in the cemetery, and see if there's any good trees in there that we can replant in the cemetery instead of purchasing, so we're gonna look at that a little bit too. There's some small ones in there too, if Howie hasn't beat him up yet with the skid in the track road. So, anyway, so that's going on well. I'm not sure 5 why she has that in again, that's about the parson, which we already talked about. Tom Kinch's property, the guys that are doing the surveying and stuff, it's going kind of slow, I need to call them this week, I know they've been out there. Haven't heard anything yet. The goal there, one is to get it replotted. We get that done, and then we have to get appraisals. Then we'll do that, and then we'll discuss with the mayor and anybody else if we have the money or decide to purchase it or not. So I haven't talked to Tom for a little bit, I need to go down there and tell him they're still working on it, but hopefully he hasn't given up yet. It's just been kind of a slow process on getting that done. Other than that, I think that's in old business. New business, as you see, our furnace went out of the office, was a part in there. My furnace guy came and looked at it. I asked him about the furnace. The guy I use is very good. He's not about replace if everything will work fine. And he said, oh, it should work for a little while. It is, he said, what did he say, 18? I said, no, I forget, 19 years old. 19 years or so before me. He said, should be fine. And then he said, come here, Hal. And we looked as it kicked on through the glass and the one burner is burning. He said, maybe a year. So I just signed a contract with him to put in one, so they'll have it if that does go in the winter. If not, probably spring they'll put it in. So Alliance is gonna do that for me. We'll get that done here shortly. With that, I have some time on my hands, so I'm putting a break room in the office, in the garage. Basically, Leanne right now, she goes home for lunch, different stuff, but in the future, something we gotta be able to get that secretary, somebody away from their desk. I believe law states that if they go on break, they cannot be at their desk. If they answer, they have to start their break over. So I wanna provide a place that the secretary can put I'll be back in 15 minutes, shut and get out of go back where they're not seen, so people leave them alone so they can take their required breaks. Going low end on this one, I was gonna put walls and stuff in, I've kind of cleaned up. Basically, I built a platform, I'm gonna have some 6-foot screens to go around it, I got a couple chairs and stuff to sit in there, so I'm not gonna solid, so we have to put in different heat and whatnot, but it'll be kind of secure that people can't look in the windows and see if they're in there type thing, and they'll have a little getaway. Of course, back there, I have water and everything else back in there also, so that's where we're headed now, I'm almost there with that. Purchases so far, signed for, we're getting a new gator this year, 2026, we're trading in 2018. Haven't got a date on when that's coming, it'll match the one we have. I can tell you the guys like it a little better, it's more like a little mini vehicle, it does a lot more, bed's a little bigger, we can haul some stuff. Other than that, we've got the new cemetery walk, which we're getting ready to start tonight, to talk about, to get geared up. I'm sure the ladies have done a lot, so we'll see what they have, and they wanna meet, and we'll get to go with that. Howie, do you have anything else?
I do not.
Have nothing? The guys have been real busy cleaning, so you know, like everybody else, it's that time of year where it's kind of a lull, we're getting a lot of stuff done back in the shop. Cleaning equipment, cleaning buildings, stuff like that, and then, like I said, wood giveaway, and then cleaning the East fence, we're able to get out and do that. And then, of course, snow removal, and then, what we're doing also with that stuff, so. Funerals have been swinging more, just if you look at the budget, or look at, January, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm struggling on this little bus talking today. You can see January, we did 15, month of December, we did 7. This is where the ashes and full body kind of goes a little bit. This time, there were more full bodies than ashes. We only had 3, like 12 bodies. And it's kind of where we're going currently, right? I think it's been more full bodies than ashes currently. Here lately, so don't know, have a lot in a stack where they're coming, but we don't know when, so that would be ashes. So we just kind of wait to see. A lot of them will hold off till warmer weather to come out and take care of their loved ones. Money-wise, we're right on pace, so this January meeting is not a big one for us, it's just kind of a standard, we're getting going. Pretty soon here, we'll be gearing up for summer. Get ready. Montana and I talked, we're gonna do the garden again. She wants to make it into more wellness. We're gonna open it up for other departments if they need to get away, where they come and weed and whatnot. And then she wants to put together a little bit, if we can use a little bit in how to eat more healthy, stuff like that. So maybe we can use some of that for the people that are coming out or whatever. And then the rest will go to Salvation Army is kind of where we're headed with that. Other than that, I don't have a lot unless we have questions from you. Either one of you?
No.
Nope. Yeah? Wonderful evening, huh? Sorry, I probably talked a little fast. Sorry, it's not a big one this time. So I say we'll bit about changes more. We'll talk more about the chapel hopefully next meeting. We'll see if Scott's available and get together and we'll go there. I think that is it. All I have. Sorry, kind of a quick and short one. Like I see, January's kind of slow for most of us. I think all the department heads are just, sometimes we don't want a lot of snow, but we want some snow, just to keep busy. I don't want any more snow, okay? I think you guys are aware, we take care of this also. We plow, dry plow, and my guys come over the day. Street helps me, we tag team between the two of us. It's a lot of property to plow, I tell you, with that, but it seems to work out with the tag team. The mechanics at the street department help, they work the night shift, and they'll come over and they'll text me and tell me they kind of opened up, so it's working out pretty good, so seems like we're keeping it pretty good. But that's all I have, so.
Okay, no further business, I guess we're adjourned then. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
March the 5th.
March the 5th, yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Likely at the council chambers, but that's to be determined.
Okay.
Right now, council chambers, but if they run into some trouble at City Hall, we'll continue to meet here in March.
Jeff, is it forced air or they put in hot water? Heat.
Forced air traditional. Yeah,
What's the big copper lines going?
I don't know if that's the AC, yeah. I don't-
It reminds me of hot water. I mean, they're running a ton of copper.
Well, it could be that to get it, I don't know, it's above my pay grade, yeah.
I
But
got you, I just was curious.
I just remember a year ago, that it's a more traditional type system, it's not even close to what we had before, so,
Right,
yeah.
maybe the flow, because those are, I don't know, we'll see, maybe they're using some form of.
They're actually pretty neat, yeah, there's a ton of them, so it's
There's a lot.
industrial look, yeah,
Yeah, a lot of copper, yeah.
yeah.
Reminds me of the hot water heat, but I don't know. I'll holler at them sometime when they're in there.
Yeah, find out.
Yeah, because it seems like they're moving right along on that, so.
So probably at City Hall, but we'll notify you probably in a week or two in advance if it's not. If it's not, we'll tell you you need to come back here,
Gotcha, gotcha.
okay?
Thank